Today, the virtual world that exists online is quite separate from our physical reality. We play, maybe you play games. I don't play games, but when you play a game, you can get really sucked into it, but it's still sort of sitting there on a screen, and there's this fairly obvious sort of real world that surrounds you. Even if you get 5 monitors and surround your desk with them, there's this sense that I'm still in the real world, and what I'm doing is playing a game, and again, I can get really sucked into it, but there's a screen there, and the screen is this sort of portal between me and the virtual world of cyberspace. In the future, I'm sure we're going to see these worlds come together much more closely. And I think we'll see 2 things. One thing is we're going to see much more immersive experiences in these virtual worlds that we can build online. The second thing is we're going to see more of an interplay and a juxtaposition between the virtual world and the real world. Virtual reality sort of promises the former. It gives you the sense of being able to really immerse yourself in these online experiences. So, being able to sort of recreate your experience of the physical world, where when I move, things move around me, and, I can sort of see all my peripheral vision, as I move my head around, I'm looking at different things, trying to essentially recreate the experience of being in the physical world in a virtual space. And obviously, the visual component of that is maybe the easiest. Visual auditory components are the easiest part. How we're going to solve things like touch, like if I'm in a virtual reality world and there's a table right here, like how do I prevent somebody from sort of walking through it or whatever? I don't know. But we're definitely seeing, this year, one of the products I keep seeing advertised on TV all the time is this VR headset. So we're starting to see this. The VR headset I'm talking about, this is not a product pitch in any way. I wouldn't buy this. It's $100. Is something that Samsung's selling. And what's interesting about this, in my opinion, is that you actually, it requires your phone. So your phone kind of clips onto this, I guess, and then sort of you strap this to your head. And now what I'm doing is I'm harnessing the phone's display and some of the phone's processing and sensors to provide the visual experience of being in this virtual world. I've never used one of these. I have no idea if they work well or not. But again, obviously the goal is to try to fool me into thinking that I'm fully immersed in this virtual world that I can now participate in. Google has a product that Greg assures me is not a joke. It's called Google Cardboard. It's $15 as opposed to $99. But this is pretty much the same idea. It allows me to take my phone and essentially sort of elegantly, I guess you could call that elegant, maybe, strap it to my head, which is sort of, so I can take this and I can create a virtual reality experience by kind of just having it be like this, right? And then as I look around, the phone's sensors are going to adjust the screen and I can see things like that. And so it's kind of a neat. It does mean that I apparently can't use my smartphone in my virtual reality world, which is a little sad. I guess I need like a virtual reality smartphone so I can take calls in the virtual reality world and talk to other people. But anyway, these are transitional technologies clearly, but I think that more and more we will see this type of virtual reality being used in a variety of different settings. In the future, maybe you won't actually commute to go to a particular place to work. You'll just, go sit down at your table at your kitchen at home and put on your VR headset, dial into work or whatever, and then be in a virtual reality environment where you can interact with colleagues and have the type of face-to-face interactions that I think we started to understand are really important to productivity and creativity and things that so far have been difficult to replicate online. So this is one of the things, and I'm sure we will see more of in the future. And obviously the internet is a big part of this because I don't want to, strap one of these things to my head if I have totally lost connection with any other person. What makes the virtual reality worlds interesting like this, in my opinion, are other people that are going to be inhabiting them. So if I put on my VR headset to go to work, I'm doing that so I can interact with other people that I want to see and have conversations with and talk about new ideas with. So we'll see where this goes. This is obviously very exciting. A lot of the technology is there to do this in a fairly simple way. Again, with sort of overloading the visual and audio inputs that we have. Dealing with other types of things like movement and the existence of objects in physical space is something that's been much more difficult. We'll see how that plays out.